I've been doing this for several weeks, so this episode should be like any other, right? Wrong. This is a very special one for me, as you're about to discover. Hello and welcome to The Great Escape. To beat the city heat, cool off in a hill station, and yet be alone at this time of the year sounds like a tall order, doesn't it? Not really. If you're ready to wander far afield, Nikhil Alva and Aditya Bhagat were prepared to do just that.
Don't yank it so quickly.
Nainital, Manali and Simla are hill stations that come instantly to mind when you decide to take a break in summer. But they have become overcrowded and are bursting at their seams. Jarring music and blaring car horns greet you if you venture to any of these places. Contrast this with the sounds of birds chirping and leaves rustling. Unknown to most tourists, there are a host of towns and hamlets close to the better-known hill stations that are worth visiting. For instance, 50 kilometers from Mandi in Himachal, you'll enter an exquisite valley.
We are headed for Gusheni, a quaint off-the-beaten-path sort of village about 40 kilometers off the main Mandi-Manali National Highway. My fellow traveller is Vikram Bhagat, an old college friend of mine and a man who loves the mountains as much as I do.
The guest house we are booked into is situated on the banks of the Tirthan River. The only problem is, this rickety old contraption is the only means of getting to it from the road.
With my high starch collar and my high top shoes and my hair piled high upon my head, I went to lose a jolly hour on the trolley and lost my heart instead. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding.
The guest house is run by Rajiv Bharti, who a year ago decided to convert his farmhouse into a guest house that caters to a select clientele.
Seems to be a very cool place.
The entire structure is made of wood and has all the comforts of home.
Wow, it's even got a geyser.
Thank you.
According to Raju, as Rajiv is called here, there are a lot of places to visit from Gusheni. Two places he strongly recommended were Shoja and the Jalori Pass. But that was only after we had explored Gusheni. At the village we met Mr. Bharti, who had a curious legend to narrate about the temple here.
Constructed a house because
The local Raja, pleased with the splendid house the carpenter had finished, granted him a boon. The carpenter asked the Raja for his daughter's hand in marriage. Well, in these parts, any commitment made by the Raja had to be kept, and so the carpenter's boon was granted. But the princess didn't take too kindly to this. Anyway, to cut a long story short, she threw herself into the river and was transformed into a goddess. This is an example of how local legend becomes a part of mainstream Hinduism. In this temple, a local princess is worshipped as the goddess Durga. A rich cultural heritage and a valley known the world over for its incredible scenic beauty attracts scores of visitors each year. Some like it so much that they make it a permanent home. Manoj and Vivekati came to India 23 years ago. They were so enchanted by the place that they decided to stay on. Mornings are the best time for bird watching. One can see quite a few species along the banks of the river. Having tried our luck at ornithology, we decided it was time to try our luck at angling. Raju managed to catch one trout. We weren't as lucky. Later that day, Rajiv took us for a walk through his orchard. The apple blossoms were in full bloom. In 3 months, it'll be harvesting time. The 600 odd apple trees that Rajiv owns yield him about 80 tons of apple each year.
I'm sitting on top of the world. I'm rolling along, yes, rolling along. And I'm quitting the blues of the world. I'm singing a song.
It was time to say goodbye to Gusheni and move on to Shoja, 25 kilometers from Gusheni. Raju had recommended it. Rains in the mountains are invariably accompanied by formidable landslides that tend to block roads. The Public Works Department usually works at a leisurely pace, and more often than not, you have to rely on a lot of luck and your wit to get to your destination. It was late afternoon by the time we got to Shoja. The quaint PWD rest house here is the only place you can stay and is located at an altitude of over 8,000 feet. Our search for alternate hill stations took us first to Goshani and has now brought us up to Shoja. But apparently, the urge to escape from the hustle, the bustle and noise that characterizes our larger hill stations isn't unique or even new. Over 100 years ago, the viceroys used Shoja to escape from the hustle, the bustle and noise of their summer capital in Shimla. In the smaller offbeat places like Shoja, you can expect the unexpected to happen. It had snowed in the night. The lush green meadows that had greeted us when we arrived were suddenly transformed into a white magical wonderland. The snow seemed to have lifted Vikram's spirits, and he was looking to have a little fun.
Nikhil, I'm not going up walking. If jeep goes, it's fine. Otherwise, I'm not going.
The snowfall also meant that the road up to Jalori was closed, and that the only way to get up there was to do a 5-kilometer journey up the pass on foot. The walk to the pass wasn't as easy as we'd expected. The snow made walking difficult, and our footwear, woefully inadequate for trekking through snow, didn't help at all.
There's a summer place where it may rain or storm, yet I'm safe and warm for there.
It took more than 2 hours to get to the Jalori Pass. By jeep, it would have taken less than half an hour. During peak summer months, this place is teeming with tourists. Vikram and I prefer it this way. No people, no noise. Just the whistling of the breeze through the pine trees and the sound of snowflakes falling gently to the ground.